Hey there! Welcome to my channel, Dabara TV. I'm so glad you're here. In this video, we'll discuss marine pollution and the marine environment. Let's get started. The marine environment shipping, which transports about 90% of global trade, is, statistically, the least environmentally damaging mode of transport when its productive value is considered. For example, the vast quantity of grain required to make the world's daily bread could not be transported any other way than by ship. Moreover, set against land-based industry, shipping is a comparatively minor contributor to marine pollution from human activities. IMO's original mandate was principally concerned with maritime safety. However, as the custodian of the 1954 International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil, OILPOL Convention, the organization, soon after it began functioning in 1959, assumed responsibility for pollution issues and subsequently has, over many years, adopted a wide range of measures to prevent and control pollution caused by ships and to mitigate the effects of any damage that may occur as a result of maritime operations and accidents. These measures have been shown to reduce ship-sourced pollution and illustrate the organization's and the shipping industry's commitment to protecting the environment. Of the 51 treaty instruments for regulating international shipping that IMO has adopted, 21 are environment-related. The Marine Environment Protection Committee, MEPC, is IMO's senior technical body on marine pollution-related matters. It directs the work of the Marine Environment Division and is aided in its work by several IMO subcommittees, particularly the Subcommittee on Pollution Prevention and Response, PPR. The original focus of its work was the prevention of marine pollution by oil, resulting in the adoption of the first-ever comprehensive anti-pollution convention, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, MARPOL, in 1973. This has changed over the last few decades to include a much more comprehensive range of measures to prevent marine pollution, and the original MARPOL Convention was amended many times also to include requirements addressing pollution from chemicals, other harmful substances, garbage, sewage, and, under an Annex 6 adopted in 1997, air pollution and emissions from ships. Other international instruments in the remit of the division regulate oil pollution preparedness, response, and cooperation, OPRC Convention and its 2000 OPRC HNS Protocol, control of harmful anti-fouling systems on ships, AFS Convention, prevention of the potentially devastating effects of the spread of invasive, harmful aquatic organisms carried by ships' ballast water, BWM Convention, safe and environmentally sound recycling of ships, Hong Kong Convention, to name just a few. IMO also carries out secretariat functions in connection with the Convention on Preventing Marine Pollution by Dumping of Wastes and Other Matter, the London Convention, and its 1996 Protocol. Its objective is to promote the effective control of all sources of marine pollution and to take all practicable steps to prevent sea pollution by dumping waste and other matter. Helping these countries work towards sustainable socio-economic development and enhancing marine environment protection will ultimately result in cleaner waters and coasts, increased tourism, greater access to protein through improved and uncontaminated fish catches, and integrated coastal zone management. Pollution prevention. In 1973, IMO adopted the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, now known universally as MARPOL, which has been amended by the protocols of 1978 and 1997 and updated with relevant amendments. The MARPOL Convention addresses pollution from ships by oil, noxious liquid substances carried in bulk, harmful substances carried by sea in packaged form, sewage and garbage, and the prevention of air pollution from ships. MARPOL has dramatically contributed to a significant decrease in pollution from international shipping and applies to 99% of the world's merchant tonnage. Other treaties address anti-fouling systems used on ships, the transfer of alien species by ships' ballast water, and the environmentally sound recycling of ships. Reductions in ship pollution have been achieved by addressing technical, operational, and human element issues. They are all the more noteworthy when compared with the significant growth in the world's shipping industry, both in the size of the world fleet and the distances it travels. IMO is continuously pursuing a proactive approach to enhance implementation and enforcement by flag and port states, including a proactive action plan to ensure that shore-based reception facilities for ship-generated waste keep up with international regulatory requirements. International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, MARPOL. Adoption, 1973, Convention, 1978, 1978 Protocol, 1997, Protocol, Annex 6. Entry into force, 2 October 1983, Annexes Y and II. The International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, MARPOL, is the leading international convention protecting the marine environment from pollution by ships caused by operational or accidental causes. The MARPOL Convention was adopted on 2 November 1973 at IMO. The Protocol of 1978 was adopted in response to a spate of tanker accidents in 1976 to 1977. As the 1973 MARPOL Convention had not yet entered into force, the 1978 MARPOL Protocol absorbed the parent convention. The combined instrument entered into force on the 2nd of October 1983. In 1997, a protocol was adopted to amend the convention, and a new Annex 6 was added, which entered into force on 19 May 2005. MARPOL has been updated by amendments through the years. The convention includes regulations aimed at preventing and minimizing pollution from ships, both accidental pollution and from routine operations, and currently includes 6 technical annexes. Particular areas with strict controls on operational discharges are included in most annexes. Annex 1's regulations for the prevention of pollution by oil, entered into force 2 October 1983, covers prevention of pollution by oil from operational measures as well as from accidental discharges. The 1992 amendments to Annex I made it mandatory for new oil tankers to have double hulls and brought in a phase-in schedule for existing tankers to fit double hulls, which was subsequently revised in 2001 and 2003. Annex II regulations for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substances in bulk, entered into force 2 October 1983, provisions took effect from 6 April 1987. Details the discharge criteria and measures for the control of pollution by noxious liquid substances carried in bulk. Some 250 substances were evaluated and included in the list appended to the convention. The discharge of their residues is allowed only to reception facilities until specific concentrations and conditions, which vary with the category of substances, are complied with. No discharge of residues containing noxious substances is permitted within 12 miles of the nearest land. Annex 3. Prevention of pollution by harmful substances. Carried by sea in packaged form, entered into force 1 July 1992. This document contains general requirements for issuing detailed standards on packing, marking, labeling, documentation, stowage, quantity limitations, exceptions, and notifications. For this annex, harmful substances are those identified as marine pollutants in the International Maritime Dangerous Goods Code, IMDG Code, or that meet the criteria in the appendix of Annex 3. Annex 4. Prevention of pollution by sewage from ships, entered into force 27 September 2003. Contains requirements to control pollution of the sea by sewage. The discharge of sewage into the ocean is prohibited, except when the ship has in operation an approved sewage treatment plant, or when the vessel is discharging comminuted and disinfected sewage, using an approved system at a distance of more than 3 nautical miles from the nearest land. Sewage, which is not comminuted or disinfected, has to be discharged at a distance of more than 12 nautical miles from the nearest land. Annex 5. Prevention of pollution by garbage from ships, entered into force 31 December 1988. It deals with different types of garbage and specifies their distances from land and how they may be disposed of. The essential feature of the annex is the complete ban on the disposal of all forms of plastics into the sea. Annex 6, Prevention of air pollution from ships, entered into force 19 May 2005. Sets limits sulfur oxide and nitrogen oxide emissions from ship exhausts and prohibits deliberate emissions of ozone-depleting substances. Designated emission control areas set more stringent standards for SOx, NOx, and particulate matter. A chapter adopted in 2011 covers mandatory technical and operational energy efficiency measures aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions from ships. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. See you next time.